Today we're headed south of Tucson to explore Corona de Tucson, a community that gives you a peaceful desert lifestyle without sacrificing too much for convenience. So let's go tour a few neighborhoods to see what you can get for your money. If you're new to this channel and want to learn everything from A to Z about living in Tucson, AZ, then click subscribe and tap that bell for notifications so you can be the first to learn about the current market in Tucson, Arizona. Hi, I'm Dustin Smith. My wife Jennifer and I have helped hundreds of people just like you move to and from Tucson, Arizona. So whether you're planning on moving in 12 days, 12 weeks, or 12 months, we got you covered. Give us a call, shoot us a text or an email, and we'll help you make that smooth move to Tucson. All right, I am out here in Corona de Tucson right now, and the goal of today's video is just to show you around a few different neighborhoods, give you an idea of what those neighborhoods look like and what you might be able to buy in that neighborhood at a certain price point, just to kind of give you a general feel of Corona de Tucson. There's definitely a lot of neighborhoods outside of this. There's a lot more to Corona de Tucson than everything that we're going to cover in today's video, but we do have other videos that kind of explore other neighborhoods in Corona de Tucson. So if you like the area, you might want to dig in a little bit deeper and look around, or hop on the internet and kind of see the different homes that are available out here. There's a lot of homes and ranches on land, and we're not really going to focus on that as much today as we are just some of these big neighborhoods, some of this up and coming areas of Corona de Tucson. Corona de Tucson is about 15 to 20 minutes south of East Tucson. You're going to be headed to the Rita Ranch area for a lot of your shopping from here. So if you need to go, to the grocery store or to Walmart, you want some more food options, you can head that way. There's definitely a couple restaurants out here. There's an Ace Hardware, a gas station. Some of your basic needs, that gas station is more of a general store. So if you need some quick grocery items, you can definitely stop by the Roadrunner Market to, go get some, common everyday needs. But for the most part, you're going to be, commuting to the Rita Ranch area and taking that 15 to 20 minute drive. But we do have one of our favorite Italian restaurants out here, Argenizianos. Every time we're out here in Corona de Tucson, we will mention Argenizianos. We absolutely love that place. So yeah, Corona de Tucson is not incorporated, so it is not technically its own town, but it is, commonly referred to as part of the Vail area. Depending on who you're talking to out here, some people might say, hey, I live out in Vail, or some people might specifically say, they are in Corona de Tucson. There's definitely a few major reasons why people focus in on the Corona de Tucson area, and it could be different for you. It could be different for really anyone looking out here. But one of the major ones that I hear often is just how open and peaceful it feels out here. So just on the way out here from East Tucson, you're going to pass by a lot of Arizona State Trust land. So not going to see much out there besides cattle, so not a lot of homes. And then you get out here and a lot of the subdivisions, a lot of the communities are still separated by some of that Arizona State Trust land or undeveloped land. And then we're really close to national forest as well. So just more and more open land out closer to the Santa Rita Mountains too. So you have that mountain backdrop for certain neighborhoods. Just really, giving overall that feeling that you're in the desert, but you're somewhere special. Another big reason why people like to move out here is that it is part of the Vail School District, which is one of the top rated school districts in the state, according to niche.com and greatschools.org, which would actually be the #1 public school in the greater Tucson area. And compared to like the other side of Vail, like say, we're out here south of I-10, the north side of I-10 is also considered Vail over there. You could save, anywhere from like 10 to 20% on whatever home that you're looking at for a similar home being built in the similar year, same size, all things being as close as we can get them. The home is likely to be cheaper out in Corona de Tucson than it is on the other side of the interstate. With all that said, let's go check out a few of these neighborhoods. First neighborhood that we're checking out right now is Santa Rita Ranch. This neighborhood is going to be one of the furthest southeast neighborhoods of Corona de Tucson as far as the major neighborhoods go. So we're a lot closer to the mountains over here. We're a lot closer to a lot of Arizona State Trust land, and then some of the luxury ranch properties out here as well. When I checked this morning, there were about 23 homes for sale in the area, ranging from $285,000 up to $475,000. And they started building homes in the neighborhood in the early to mid 2000s, and they're still wrapping up some homes. Lennar has some new construction going on here right now. You listen carefully, you might hear some nail guns, some hammers in the background, and some mariachi music. So yeah, still stuff going on. Now, I wanted to give you an example of what's for sale. So I found this one behind me, currently listed with Tierra Antigua at $318,000. It's 1,688 square foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home. That backyard is going to be facing off to the south, so capturing a little bit of mountain views from that backyard. We're also pretty close to the neighborhood park over here, so you've got basketball courts, a field over there, a playground, nice, easy access to that. So Santa Rita Ranch has a couple of those, pocket parks and playgrounds around. And then of course, quick access to all that Arizona State Trust land as well. So, if you're looking in the Corona de Tucson area, odds are you're gonna end up looking in the Santa Rita Ranch area. I'm gonna show you a couple more major neighborhoods out here too, just to give you the full spread of what you're most likely to be looking at in the area. So let's keep rolling. Another neighborhood I really wanted to show you guys today is Santa Rita Ranch. Now this neighborhood is a little bit further to the east and a little bit further away from those Santa Rita mountains, but depending on which way your lot's facing, you may still capture some great views of the mountains in here. Another draw over here is going to be the Copper Ridge Elementary School. So we've had clients specifically request to be in this neighborhood for access to that elementary school. So that may be a plus for you. There's also some great walking trails, great open spaces, and some of those pocket parks in the neighborhood too. Now, new construction, plenty of new build homes in here, but you do see some homes that were starting to be built in the mid to early 2000s. On the way in, you saw D.R. Horton and Lennar. And if you are planning on buying a new home, make sure you always go in with your agent on your first visit. Those builders are great to work with agents, but they do want you to bring in your agent on the first visit. And it's always nice to have your own representation. The representatives within those offices are going to be representing the builder. Go in with your own representation to help you get through that home purchasing process. But as for an example of what's for sale in Sycamore Canyon, this home behind me currently listed with Lennar, so brand new home right here, listed at $494,990. So pretty much $495,000 right here. It's 2,425 square foot, 5 bedrooms, 3-bathroom home, sitting on 0.19 acres. And one of my favorite things about this is all that garage space. So yeah, there's a 4-car garage on this home right there. Plenty of space for all your cars. I mean, you have the full drive. You can fit more vehicles in the driveway right here too. Plenty of room, up to the sidewalk right there. So this is a great home if you need a little bit of extra workspace inside of the garage, or you just have those extra vehicles that you need to store inside, a controlled environment. So yeah, I got one more neighborhood to show you guys. Let's keep rolling. Final neighborhood of the day. I'm over here in Sycamore Hills Estates, which isn't too far away from Sycamore Canyon. And I wanted to find something with a little more elbow room here. So Sycamore Hills Estates, all the homes in here are going to be on acreage. It is a gated community. You have custom and semi-custom homes in here, and there's about 80 lots total in the community. About 3 of those are for sale right now, and they're all between $700,000 and $800,000. So the home for sale that we're talking about right now behind me, listed with eXp Realty, they have it priced at $724,900. That's 2,760 square foot, 4 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, sitting on 1.85 acres. So a lot of elbow room. We don't have any immediate neighbors off to the north right here. We're at the end of the cul-de-sac, so we have one across the street, but both of them have, good sized driveways right here. Other neighbors off to the south right there are a good distance too. So you have a lot of privacy in that backyard, which is pretty nice because you do have your own pool on this property. So love the landscaping on this. Great, covered patio in the back. Home being built in 2004. They've stated within the listing description that they do have a budget in there to paint a few of the walls. So you have some choices that are, specific to the previous homeowners, and they understand that they've probably got a little bit of feedback on that. So they're prepared to make, a couple changes to prepare it for the next homeowner. So when I was actually, looking at this home in this neighborhood, I'm thinking what is for sale in the other side of Vail that was going to be of a comparable age on a similar amount of property. And it took me over to Coyote Creek. But if you want about the same size home, same acreage over in Coyote Creek and the other side of Vail, closer to the Rincon Mountains, you're going to find that those homes are priced about $125,000 more. So you're going to get well into the 800,000s before you find something with similar style and similar features to what we have going on over here. So a lot of value over here in Corona de Tucson in general. You know, you can save a few dollars if you're willing to trade off, you know, being just a little bit further away from some of those amenities and being a little bit further away from those Rincon Mountains. And there's nothing wrong with those Santa Rita Mountains either. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed exploring Corona de Tucson with me today. If you liked the video, make sure to hit that like button, or if you found it useful. If you or someone you know is thinking about moving to or from Tucson, Arizona, we'd love to be the ones to help you out. Give us a call, shoot us a text or an email, and we'll help you make that smooth move to Tucson. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next video.